Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
How we doing, folks? We are back. InsideRealEstateRadio.com. InsideRealEstateRadio.com is the website. Hey, you know, I saw a good movie last night, and I just want to mention this to you because it's called The Founder, you know, about the McDonald's story.
Wanted to see that.
Man, this is a good story. I didn't really know all of the McDonald's story. I knew there was the McDonald's brothers, right? But, you know, they really never got past one store in San Bernardino. And it was really, you know, the founder, as he called himself, who isn't necessarily the founder, but he's the one that created the McDonald's empire that it is today, along with a few people that he met along the way to help him. In particular, one guy who said, you know, you need to start purchasing the real estate on which the franchisee is going to set the store. And McDonald's is the largest corporate real estate holder in the world, if you can believe that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. You guys, it's on Redbox, it's on video. You know, I'm sure it's on Netflix, all that stuff probably. So The Founder, it's a little bit long, but it's a great story. So highly recommend checking that out, by the way.
Fantastic.
What's going on, Richard? Let's talk Richard. Richard over at Goosehead Insurance, his website, richardtagency.com. What's up?
Well, if we're going to talk about Richard, he is doing fantastic.
Good.
My son is finally out of his cast.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness. That was a long 6 weeks. But wanted to talk to everybody today, talk about life insurance. I know it's not one of those things that normally you would hear on an Inside Real Estate Radio, but it is something that you need to think about if you're purchasing a new home, or even if you have a lot of investment homes. Yeah. Because what happens if Mike and his wife, he's not married, but Mike and his wife, you're the sole breadwinner or whatever, or let's just say you have two incomes, because most people need two incomes to survive today. What happens if something happens to you? Is she going to be able to pay the mortgage, or is she going to have to sell the house? The way it's set up, your home insurance pays for your home. If something happens, something bad, catastrophic happens to your house, your home insurance takes care of that. You get into a car accident, your auto insurance takes care of your car and getting you back on the road where you need to be. But most people don't think of life insurance as your money insurance. It's your livelihood. It's what is going to be able to take care of all the remaining people in your life that you care about, to keep it to where their life doesn't change that much. Yes, I want them to grieve a lot for a long time. No,
I grieve the appropriate amount of time, and I'm sorry, but I'm dating again. What was that Seinfeld deal? Or no, it was King of Queens.
Yes.
Yes. I grieve the appropriate amount of time, and then
but your life insurance is that income insurance. So that if something happens, that you're able to take care, your family doesn't have to go from living in Beverly Hills to living in the ghetto. Unfortunately, it's all too often, if somebody loses their life, the family has to sell the house, because they're not going to change your mortgage or anything else just because someone passed away. The bank is still going to want their money. Yeah. All your creditors are still going to want their money. They're going to feel bad for you, maybe. But at the end of the day, they still want their money. Right. And that's what life insurance does for you. It makes sure that all your the remaining people in your life that you care about, they go on the financial and or non-emotional side of their life as normal as possible. And you're saying out there that, oh, I can't afford insurance. Well, look at your house. How much did you pay for your home? If you paid, what's a good opening amount for a new purchase? Yeah,
I mean, well, we don't see a lot under 200 anymore, so I would just say 200.
And that's what I was going to go with. Because I quote everyone that I quote for their home insurance. I always ask them about their auto insurance, and I always ask them about about flood and life insurance, because again, if something happens, I want to make sure that you're taken care of. You can say, no, I don't tie anything to it. I'm going to shop your auto and your home with 25 different carriers, and I'm going to do the same thing with your life insurance also. So I'm going to give you the best rate, but I'm also going to look at the individual policies, because we all have a different build. And let's say you're 190 pounds. You may get a preferred rate with one company at 190 pounds, or you may get a standard rate with a different company at 190 pounds. It's just knowing which one of those companies is going to give you the better rate over the long term, and going in there and just like the rough estimate, you may get this and it may look great, but knowing that this is actually what you're going to be approved for, because with life insurance, you never really know what your rate is going to be until you go through the process. You have to get rated by the individual carrier to know what they consider you, whether you're preferred, standard, super preferred, whatever, or substandard, or whatever it is, whatever the case may be for you individually.
Right.
Until you go through the process, you have no idea what you're going to be rated as. So once we get you rated, then we know what you're going to fall in line with. And although there may be, everyone knows about term policies, but there may be a few differences in each term policy within the same company. And so just knowing those differences makes all the difference in the world. And let's say you go through Mike, you get your new house. You've got a 30-year fixed rate with Sam, and now you're coming over to me, and we're going to give you the best policy at the best rate on your home insurance. Why not look at a 30-year term? Let's say some people will say that, if I get a term policy, I'm betting that I'm going to die within so many years. Yes and no. You also have term policies that redo a turn of premium. So it's almost like a forced savings account for you for 30 years. So at the end of that 30 years, you're getting your premium back.
Yeah.
How fantastic would that be?
Exactly. And you look at that as another piece of your financial strategy.
Exactly.
So it's not just insurance. It can be, and that is a great product. I love that product because, you're going to get that money back. It's retirement money.
Yes. And everyone's going to tell you that. And life insurance does two things, or is designed to do two things. It's either designed to generate wealth for your family, or it's designed to keep your wealth, so that if something happens, or not if something happens, when something happens, you're going to be protected. Right. It's going to do one of those two things for you if you have life insurance. And like you were saying, I really do. I love the return of premium on a term policy, because it kind of takes away. I mean, are you going to pay a little bit more for it? Absolutely.
But it's like you're paying into the 401k
exactly.
or whatever type of financial product. It's just another financial product, really.
Really, it is.
It's a good one because it's guaranteed to get that portion back.
Yes. And
sometimes, depending on the product, there may be some guaranteed interest on it as well.
And one of the things I also tell everybody is, when you're looking at your life insurance, more than likely, if you're like most of America, you're never going to be younger or more in shape than what you are today. Now, if you can absolutely, without a doubt, say that I am going to lose 25, 50, 100 pounds and I'm going to be in great shape, fantastic. Go ahead, go for it, go do it. And we'll get you another policy when that happens. But the chances of that happening aren't that great.
Right.
I've been telling my wife I'm going to lose weight for about 3 to 10 years. It just hasn't happened yet. But as soon as it does, I'm going to get me a new life insurance policy.
There you go.
And so with all the different carriers, with over 20 different carriers on the life insurance policies, you're also looking at all the different kinds of policies, whether it's term, universal life, whether it's whole life, whatever it is. And you have the long-term care or all the riders that you want to add. If there's something that special that you want to do, there's no problem there. It's going through and just knowing what your needs are is what we do. It's one of the founding things that we get to know you as an individual, find out what your needs are, find out what your risk is, what you're really wanting to accomplish with your insurance, and then we make that happen. But going through there is we look at, what do you need? I have some people, it's called stacking. Let's say Mike ended up buying a house for $500,000. Mike makes big money. He's got the big house and living the life.
I would never spend that much on a piece of property. I don't spend my money that way. But okay, we'll say I do then.
Okay, so now you're looking at a $500,000 policy, life insurance policy, just to pay off your house.
Yeah.
So that's all we really want to do at this point in time. So in 30, you got a 30-year note. We're not going to give you we may give you a 30-year note for $500,000, or we may give you what's called stacking, which is a 30-year note for $250,000 and a 15-year policy for $250,000, because in 15 years, you're not going to have to pay $500,000 to pay off your house.
Right.
Or you may change that 15-year to a 20-year, so that, right. But it gives you the $500,000 right now, and for 15 to 20 years, and then at the last 15 to 10 years of the policy or the term of your loan, it's only $250,000. And we try it both ways, where we cut it in half to make sure that you're getting the best policy at the best rate, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no doubt.
Whether it's home, auto, life, whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Big takeaway, folks. Look, we talk every week about what Richard can do for you in homeowners insurance, auto, etc. Don't forget, he can do all those same things with your life. So don't forget that as well. RichardTAgency.com is his website, folks. InsideRealEstateRadio.com is the website. We are back every Sunday live, 8 to 9 a.m. As always, we are out of here. See you next week.